3D Tinkerbell Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you a really cute little Tinkerbell design that is part of my Disney Princess series. Even though Tinkerbell is not a princess, it still works out really well. She's princess-esque, I guess you could say. She kind of goes in that category. So I hope you guys like this design as much as I do, and I will put links to all of my past Disney Princess videos in the description box below, so check those out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
I'm going to begin with an overlay of a shimmery white acrylic, and this is going to be for the nail that actually has Tink on it. So just add that shimmery background color, and then after you have that done, I'm going to encase the nail with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure that it is nice and strong, just like so. Make sure that it goes over the entire nail. Anytime I have a glitter or a shimmer color as a base, I want to really make sure that I have the acrylic, the clear acrylic, completely covering it. Now I'm going to be filing the nail into shape with my E-file, starting out with a really coarse bit and then going over it again with a really fine bit to make sure it is nice and smooth, just like so. Kind of clean up the free edge a little bit. And now I'm going to be sculpting Miss Tink. And I'm going to begin with a layer of cover pink for her face, her shoulders, and her head, and her neck. Basically everything that shows but her hair at the moment. I will add her dress later. So there's her head, and then her neck and shoulders. And so Tink is sculpted a little bit at an angle on this nail. Most of my Disney princesses are pretty straight up and down. The reason I did her at an angle is I wanted to have a little bit more space to do just a very skinny little outline for her wings. I want her wings to show. So I kind of offset her a bit for that reason. After I have that part done, then I'm going to be adding her hair with yellow. She's got nice, bright hair. Add her bun. She's got very iconic hair as well. Like you see, if you're at a Halloween store and you see a Tinkerbell wig, you have no question in your mind that it's Tinkerbell. It's got that bun and the green little ribbon around it and the bangs coming down. She's very pixie, you know, she's the definite definition of a little fairy pixie. So then I'm going to be adding her bangs, like I said, just like that. She's got her bun. Very iconic. Her hair is, I think, her most, at least in my mind, her hair and her shoes are like the most distinguishable features on her. So add all of that. Add a little bit more acrylic to her chin if you want to define that some more. But then you're going to want to add the top of her dress with a leaf green. So it's a darker green than you might normally associate with Tinkerbell, but that gives you the opportunity on the other nail to add brighter green highlights. So that's something to bear in mind. So now with brown acrylic paint, I'm going to be adding the outlines of her face and her shoulders. I did not want to go straight to black like I've said for most of these Disney princess characters. And I know Tinkerbell's not a princess, but she just gets added in there because she's kind of in that same category of pretty Disney ladies. So then I'm going to be doing all of her outlining around her hair as well with the brown paint. Just kind of get all of those lines in place. Then with a really bright green, like I said, that gives you, doing the darker green for her dress gives you an opportunity to add bright green to it. So I did that, some streaks across it with the bright green, as well as add that bright green to her hair ribbon. Add some yellow highlights in her hair, some brighter yellow. And then you're going to want to do all of her little facial features in a moment. So I did some outlining with darker green on her hair ribbon, just kind of like some swirls too. And now going back to the brown, you're going to need to be adding her facial features. So you're going to want to add her nose and her eyes. Just kind of do all of her outlines. The great thing about using brown first instead of going straight to black is that if you make a mistake, it's not nearly as obvious because it's not as dramatic. It's not as dark. So if you can just kind of sketch out those little facial features and then fill in her eyes with white. And Tinkerbell has this definite sassy expression on her face. So you want to make sure that you have kind of that little smirk on her to make sure she has that sassy look. Add the blue in her eyes. And then after you have that, you can go through with some black. And now you're going to want to add her lash line to start with. You want her eyes to definitely have some black on them so that they really stand out from the rest of it. With any kind of character, you want to make sure that the eyes are something that draws your eye. And so then I have all of that. Then I'm going to take, and with some white paint, I'm going to be adding the outlines of her wings like I mentioned. So just take and outline them like so. It doesn't take much, just a couple little lines to give her those wings. A little white highlight in her eyes. Then apply some gel sealer over the background and over her wings. Make that white sparkly background show up really nice, and then apply some matte top coat over Tinkerbell. And then for your leaf nail, I'm going to begin with the same green acrylic that I used for the dress of her nail. Just apply an overlay all the way down. like so. Then encase that with a layer of clear acrylic. Just take and kind of brush it down the nail, make sure that it does completely cover it so it's got a nice smooth layer. And then I'm going to be filing the nail into shape with my E-file. I started out with a really coarse bit to remove any bulk. I always do this, and then a finer bit to just smooth out the surface texture, especially with all this hand painting. That is a crucial step. And now I'm going to be using the same brighter green that I used on her dress to add some little veins in the leaf. So just take and do first a line straight down the center of the nail, or well, straight down the nail, kind of split it in half. It doesn't have to be down the center. Mine wasn't in the center, but you want to kind of split your nail into 2 equal halves. Add some more major veins coming off that first center one, and then between and all those little sections, take and dilute your paint and then fill it in with just random little squiggles. So just take and really quickly add a whole bunch of lines in there. It doesn't have to be anything too specific or anything like that. Just little skinny lines is what you're going for, and a whole bunch of them. So just keep filling those in. And once you have all the sections of the leaf filled in, then you can apply a layer of gel sealer. I also went through and I kind of redefined some of my main veins. But then go through, add the gel sealer, and you are all done. Tinkerbell has always been one of my favorites. When I was probably 8, I had Tinkerbell everything, and I have a different Tinkerbell design, and I'll put a 3D one that I did quite a while ago, but I'll put a link to that in the description box below, so check that out as well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!